Hi, in today's video, I'm going to show you some small things as pattern which every pro developer should know and consider. Why? First of all, cleaner and readable code. When you follow these rules, your code would be more understandable, would be better, would be maintainable, and in general, it would be readable. In the second, sometimes just having the result in technical interviews doesn't matter. You should show your ability to write a better code. Even maybe in the real scenario, you don't follow these things or it doesn't matter. But in technical interviews or technical assignments, these things would be so challenging. So in a small C# source code, I'm going to show some small things which makes your code in general better. Let's go and have a look. First of all, functional guards over if else. What does this mean? Look at this. In my login request, I have an email property. I can simply say if it is null, then true and exception, like this. No problem. It works fine. No issue. But is there any better way? Yes, this one. Argument null exception true if null, like this. It seems this guy is better, more readable, and in general, it is more professional. So, what should I do? Comment this line. Use this. True if null. So this one, the first pattern that we have to follow. Let's go for the second one. Yes, the second pattern. Use records and init-only setters for DTOs. What does this mean? Look at this. In this post method, I have used product DTO, which is a class. See? Everything is normal. Everything is working fine. No issue. But is there any better way? Yes. Look at this. The product DTO can be, or let's say should be, a record like this. Why? What is the advantage of a record instead of class in terms of defining a DTO? This is some of them. Record types are immutable by default. Okay? This makes your data safe from unintended changes after it is created. Value-based equality. This one is obvious. Less boilerplate. Yeah, we write less code. Everything is shorter and cleaner. For minimal APIs, records are better option. And thread safety. Immutable objects are naturally thread safe without locking. So use records if you want to deal with DTO as much as possible. But there are some small exceptions that I am not going to talk about now. In some cases, we should use class or something different. But in general, records are better options to be a DTO object. Let's go for the third pattern thing that we have to talk about. I have a product, food, which is a product, and clothing, which also is a product. So, in this piece of code, I am dealing with so many if-else conditions, which is not readable, but working fine. Is there any better option? Yes, there is. Pattern matching mixed with switch expression, like this. So now, if I comment this part out, see? Better, readable, more professional. So instead of flooding the IDE by so many if-else conditions, follow this, which is nicer. Easy. Let's go for the next one. The next one is so important. Let's have a look at this. A link query. Imagine that I have a DB context, orders, and a where condition like this. Is there any better option to handle these things? Yes, something like this. Expression tree, like this. And then I can use that expression in my where query to have link to SQL or object or whatever query. What is the advantage? It is reusable, but this one is not. The developer or developers should write these things multiple times, but this guy is reusable. Okay? This is the main advantage. Plus, this is fully compile safe. Okay? Let's go for the next one. Primary constructors. If you look at this, order service, which is using a repository, whatever. This is the first way. This is the better way, or let's say the other way. I inject my object, my whatever, my dependency into my service and then just use it. What is the advantage? I write less code, plus testing would be a little bit easier. So as you can see, by these small things, we can make a big difference. And finally, the last one. Imagine that I have to load a lot of data, a big bunch of data. If I do this, everything would be stopped till I fetch all the records, data, and then loop through it. But if I use a streaming data async, data would be fetched portion by portion, and there is no locking. This is kind of a streaming type of things. So my UI and the result won't be locked till get all the results. So things would be much smoother. So as you can see, if we follow these small things, our code would be much better, would be much readable, and then we can prove that we are an experienced developer. As I said in the first or at the beginning of the video, these things might be so small, but especially when you want to show your ability, these things does matter. Okay, that's all finished. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you use these things during your working life. Thank you so much. See ya in the next videos.